Hey everyone, let me go this direction. Welcome to Biblical Prepping. I'm Judith Garten, and I got a new toy. And my hand is shaking because I've been out here working for the last hour or so. I love this toy. I'm going to sit down on my little bench for a little bit. Right here. Going to move things off. And I'm going to have a little conversation with you about my new toy. Where do I start? If you've been watching me for the last year or two, you know that we are still trying to completely clear some of the areas. See the leaves I raked last fall? The prayer garden, it is actually May 3rd, and the prayer garden is still a mess of leaves, and it won't be for long. I have the vegetable garden tilled. Pardon that little vacuum. I have the vegetable garden tilled. Have started planting, and still have a lot more to do. Oh, I think I just accidentally called my husband on the walkie-talkie. I think I'm going to turn it off. There we go. That solves my problem. I'm not doing anything dangerous, so I don't need it to be on right now. Trying to remove my bee mask here. I have been trying to decide for a year which leaf shredder I was going to buy. I have been back and forth between the Earthwise, Sunjoe, and the WORX. It became available this last month, end of April, that I could order one, and it was decision-making time. I had to go through, reread my notes, and decide which one it was that was the winner, and it was definitely the WORX. I went based some on the reviews on the different products. The WORX seems to have the fewest 1s and 2s on the review list, for which I'm grateful. So I opted for it versus the other ones, although I do have Sunjoe products and I do have Earthwise products as well. This arrived today, Friday, and I am actually supposed to be inside doing other work. I am headed in there in a few moments because we do have rain clouds brewing for us. Give you a quick look. Getting a little dark up top there. So I will be heading inside in a few minutes. But before we do, I wanted to tell you, I was going to just do an unboxing and show you how to put it together, but I'm actually going to do another video on that on Monday, hopefully, and show you exactly how it works and all of that. But before I do, I want to do this little video because I want to tell you some things that you really ought to have on hand. Some as a general rule and some for this product in particular. All right, number one, safety glasses. Always have to have those on hand. A good set of work gloves, which are currently holding my walkie-talkie. My earrings, which I forgot to take off when I came outside. And a part of the vacuum that I'm using with this. Now, of course, you need a good quality extension cord. Make sure you read your product and buy the one that works best with your product. This particular one, I don't know the brand or anything. It's a few years old, but it works well with our chipper shredder, our tiller, and also with our new WORX. So I had a pile of leaves here that went from way over there to way over here, and I am down to just that little bit left. I've been out here, and turn you around again, I've been out here for about an hour and a half. Now the first 30 minutes I took a good slow time putting together the leaf shredder. Super easy to put together. I wasn't thrilled about the frame at first. Love the frame. Definitely love the frame. When you're done with your leaf bag there, you just tie it up at the top, drop it out the bottom, and move your frame to the next spot. Then you can come back and pick up these leaf bags. Now, things I suggest specifically for this task, when you see this, you're going to need an old brush of some kind. This is an old basting brush from the kitchen. It's got nice stiff, where's my finger? There we go. It's got nice stiff bristles on it. You need that to help clean out the air intake. You see on this side, the outtake, the out part where the wind blows like crazy out of there. It's actually very cooling. If there's no dust coming out of it and you need a quick, wind or breeze, you can get it right there. But on the exact opposite side, there is an intake. And a few people online did recommend, putting some kind of a screen over it. I am hoping to accomplish that maybe Sunday while I'm inside and it's raining still. I think I have some screens somewhere, and I'm going to make some kind of a little box that I can put over. The intake looks almost identical to that right there. So I'm going to try and maneuver something that I can put over top of that. Might require a little bit of Gorilla Tape on the top to hold it in place on the other side, but that's all right. We'll have to figure it out because the switch is actually near that intake, and I will show you that in a moment. Another thing that you are going to need is some kind of mask. Now, I was an asthmatic a good part of my life. Kicked that a number of years ago. Haven't had any problems, but I am still hypersensitive to things like wearing masks. They make me feel like I'm being smothered. So I don't like wearing masks. I will wear them if I have to, but if I can get away with not having to, I won't wear one. So I have concocted this netting. It actually is, it's tangled in knots right now because of what I did today to put it over my ball cap. But this netting is really designed to be more like a bee cover. It goes down past my chest. I usually wear it over top of my garden hat rather than my ball cap. Over the garden hat, it fits nicely. And during nasty seasons when the gnats are out, it helps protect me from gnats getting in my eyeballs. And they do get in your eyeballs constantly. So I have that ability. And so I put that on over top of, and I just pinned it onto my baseball caps because I just knew I was going to be out here for a little while. Now, in about an hour of leaf raking and shredding and whatnot, I got that full bag over here and that bag there. That one's not quite full. This one is definitely full and heavy. And it took over half of that pile of leaves. I am dumbstruck how much it just shredded. Quirks that I've learned just in this first day. One thing is, don't complain about having to change the strings and the leaf shredders. I'm sorry. I can't count how many people I've heard whining about leaf shredders use too much string. You have to think of your leaf shredder as a gargantuan weed whacker. It's going to use string. How many times do you have to change your string on your weed whacker? And let's face it, you may not notice it because it's got that cute little pump wheel on the bottom there that you just go smack, smack on the ground. But just as many times as you're changing your string on your weed whacker, you need to change it in here. I got done with that bag and I noticed that toward the end of the bag, the leaves were not shredding as small. So the reason why I stopped the machine was to look inside, and one of the strings, now you put 2 strings in, which creates actually 4 strings, 2 on each side. So the 2 strings create 4 strings that shred. Now one of those 4 was completely gone. It had just been completely obliterated. So there were only 3 strings left, which is why I was only getting a partial shred on that bag. So I changed out the bag, changed out the strings, and the strings took like 2 minutes at the absolute most. And that was my first time changing the strings, which I will also show you. I'll put in 2 brand new strings Monday so that we can get started with fresh strings. And I'll show you how to do that. It's so simple. So everybody quit whining. Just think of it as an overgrown weed whacker and just deal with it. Change the strings. And if you don't like to have to buy them, get the proper measurement and cut your own strings. While you're sitting watching television one night, put a bowl in your lap or something, or a little plastic grocery bag, and measure them out and just cut them and drop them in your bag, and you got a million of them out of one roll of weed whacker string. Just make sure you get the right thickness because these do fit. See, they sent me a whole bunch. But I also was smart and I ordered an extra package of 80. So that's 40 changes plus these. So quit your whining, cut your strings, or buy them already cut. And it's just know that if you want to accomplish this, it is just a side effect of that. It's just deal with it. Okay, so things that you need. Get back to that. This is a computer vacuum. It's one of those ones that it blows out one side, this little pointy side here, right there. And out this side, it does a vacuum. I've been using this side with this little pointy part down here attached to it, and I blow out the intake. I'm hoping to not have to do that nearly as much once I get a little screen on it. So what else? Let me think. All right, so you need to make sure you have ear protection. So you need ear protection, eye protection, hand protection. You need to make sure you have lawn and leaf trash bags. I just bought a box of 20 Kroger's lawn and leaf trash bags. Make sure they're 39 gallons so you get a nice big fill. The whole list would be order extra strings. Make sure you have a computer vacuum, hand, ear, and eye protection. You want to make sure you have a mask, a brush of some kind to clean out the intake, and another thing I recommend, cheap, soft-sided hampers. You will see Monday when I load these up with leaves. They're so easy. They're lightweight. They're not heavy for me to lift. You lift them up, dump them in, grabbing the holes. You can grab anywhere on the side and hold it up to whatever angle you need to get them to go in there. And I am actually going to, if we go out Sunday, I'm kind of hoping we might sneak out for a minute. We might not. I am thinking actually of buying a children's T-ball plastic baseball bat from the dollar store, because I think that would be an absolute perfect tamper to use in this, because it would be wide enough to fit in the top hole. So those are my crazy ideas for the day. I have had so much fun in this one little hour, and I took 20 minutes to tell you about it. And on Monday, I'm going to put up the regular camera. We're going to pull together this pile of leaves with that pile of leaves, and I'm going to knock that out and see how long it takes and show you how much fun it is. If you're looking for a leaf shredder, I definitely at this point recommend the WORX. Let's see how it goes over time. Blessings and shalom.